Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a very high level game. Some people have called it the series of the year so far, and we're here to judge if that is going to be the case indeed. Reynor versus Cure on Talisman. A new map on a new patch, which is exciting. I like it when we get a fresh feel in the game, and that's definitely the case with this patch, and it's definitely the case with this map as well. This map has a very interesting feature. You guys can see over here. You're like, what the hell is this, Harstem? I've never seen this before. Look at it, look at it. Look at the drone go. Poof. Right over to the third base. It's a walking path that only a worker can move through. It is a worker exclusive, okay? It's kind of like the staff entrance. There's a big fat sign here that says staff only. And, you know, Reapers, they like to follow the rules. These guys are true rule followers. Marauders, you know, these bad boys, they also can't fit through actually, because they're too fat. But Reapers, I think theoretically could fit through. Like they have they can just jump up here. They like using their little jetpacks. There's quite a few minerals in between. I think it's 65 or so. Yeah, 65 minerals to mine out these patches. Oh, this Reaper might be in a little bit of trouble. Stuck in a corner right now. Link's moving in over. Queen in the main base. Do these Links get the rights around? I think they do. Grenade hits his own Reaper. And as a result, we see Reynor here killing the Reaper. Getting a pretty fast third base. Going into speed. Now, for the people at home that have not been following any of the patch news, let me just give you... during the series, I'll tell you when some of these interactions might have changed, but just some basic things over here that might be impactful is the Baneling buff. So the Baneling has 5 more HP, which should be a pretty significant deal against Terran in my mind. It absolutely should help the Zerg player survive, specifically against stuff like maybe like 8 Rax type of plays, but really against anything. Obviously 5 HP is quite a lot. We might see a couple more of these Banes connect as a result of that. First drone's gonna get taken out here by the 2 heli and run by Reynor. You know, it's really cute that he tried to go here with his hatchery, but doesn't really have the defense quite yet, as this empathy debris is in between these queens and the third base. So these rocks, they all die when one dies, so you just have to attack a single one and all of them take damage. Why they're nicknamed the empathy debris. They feel terrible when the boys get hit. They do feel terrible. It's going to be a roach defense here. I hope we have some roaches popping out over here. If this is just... Oh, yeah. Okay, queen comes out. Drones try to escape through the little runway. So now the queens are here in time to deal with these. But as long as these rocks stay up, I think Reynor's in a little bit of trouble. He's definitely going to need this. This could be the fourth base later on. Gonna get an Evo chamber up here defensively as well. As the triple Hellion so far hasn't achieved a whole lot. I think a single worker has gone down. We're going to go for a creep tumor here as well. Behind all of this, we're getting Banshees with the cloak. As well as the third CC and a little bit of mining going down over here. Full wall. Double eBay coming down soon, I can only imagine. It's going to be 6 cars total. The Banshee actually hits the natural. There's no spore quite yet. Cloaking field is going to finish up in about 15 seconds. As the first spore doesn't get cancelled, will die. So this Banshee can just go back in. I'm surprised to see it run all the way towards the bottom here, because look at this. This would be a solid 15 seconds of an unchecked Banshee where there's no detection for it. Cure actually messing it up just a tiny tad. Wanted to wait for his second Banshee, and that is understandable, of course, but he just killed a spore. He should have known. He should have figured out, hey, I have an opportunity here to do something useful, but instead he did nothing. Which is pretty much the story of my life, but it's weird to see other people do the same thing. Roads are taking quite a beating as well. Double Banshee is kind of hanging in between. Will not be capable of clearing any more drone reinforcements to the to the outside bases, because we have full saturation pretty much everywhere right now. Fourth base already on the way. Perhaps Cure is going to try and find something to do here with these Banshees, like maybe see if we can cancel the fourth. Creep is moving over already though. There are 4 queens nearby, so I just don't think it's going to be viable. Roaches now move forward, want to deal with these Hellions as well. So here come the Banshees. I just don't think there's enough DPS to clear this. I just don't think there is. He's gonna try his best. Like if you're lacking these 2 tumors, then maybe this is a play, right? Because the queen rotation over towards the fourth base is going to be significantly slower. But as it stands, the early game just wasn't chaotic enough here for Reynor to fall for a trick like that. As he goes up to, what is that, 82 drones? 82 drones before the first push arrives. That is a significant number of drones here. Infestation Pit, Baneling Nest as well, Carapace upgrade, Melee, Glial Reconstitution. And indeed we're going to see our first 8 racks coming out of Cure right now as these Hellions are going to start hitting some of these drones. This has not been the worst early game for Reynor, but also not the best. Right, the creep isn't super far. We have some... I wonder how scary of an area this is if there's no creep. Like you could imagine a tank back here, tanks behind the bushes. Like bush tanks are always difficult to deal with. They are very, very difficult to deal with. And I think they're going to be a reality here for Cure. So Hive is on the way. Infestation Pit was quite fast. But the Hive actually isn't that quick. Combat Shield not done quite yet, as here come the Marines, will be capable of achieving absolutely nothing. Now gonna move through the middle. I mean, this pushing path is also quite straightforward, isn't it? You have some high ground positions up here. This 5th base is absolutely impossible to hold. It's a cute idea, but it actually is not even a cute idea. This is a terrible plan, this base. There's legit zero. Like, look at this. There's a freaking high ground over here. There's a high ground over here. This is world's most dangerous base. Like, Bear Grylls wouldn't survive near this base. Legit zero chance. There's no food hiding here in the bushes, Bear. This is tank percent. Like, how are you going to clear a tank up here? I just don't think this is possible. I don't know what you take as your 5th. Like, this forward one, then you have spots over here as well. This just seems, yeah, I think this high ground base actually is the correct 5th base. Especially if you can end up clearing these rocks. As Cure is taking the sweet time, doesn't have a 4th base. It's just maxing out before moving out. It's like 188 supplies. Like, alright, time to go for the fight. Like, yeah. Hell yeah, it's time to go for a fight, dude. Your opponent's about to hit 3 Vipers. Ooh. A couple of Biles here are gonna land. Another Bile's gonna land. Here come those high ground tanks. Like, this position is freaking insane. Like, you can just smell that this is an insane position. Like, you look at that, it's like, oh my god. What are we doing? Lots of units at home, though. At the same time, we have double Banshee now hitting this 4th base as well. Oh, no. There goes Bear. Ling run by is going to do absolutely nothing, as we have a lot of units at home. Here comes the flank, though. Tank's a little bit vulnerable. And when I say a little bit vulnerable, both of them... No, just one of them is going to die. Could get repair on this tank. So a couple of SCVs has shown up right now. It is going to be near impossible for our good friend Reynor to deal with. He just doesn't have the forces. And I said the new Baneling was going to be very helpful against this type of push, but if there's 51 Marines, 4 tanks, and all you have is 24 Banes, it usually isn't enough. Here come the Vipers now with some Blinding Clouds that could be good. All these Blinding Clouds are actually freaking perfect. The Marines micro back. 2-2 hasn't finished quite yet. All +2 Carapace is done for Reynor. All the tanks go down, but the Banelings have fallen as well. 2-2 now finishes for the Terran players. Cure pushes him forward. 4th base behind this. So this is a weird type of game where it is theoretically possible for Reynor to stay alive, and then it's theoretically possible for Cure to macro out of it, because he already has a 4th base. He starts his +3, he has the vehicle weapons level 1 as well, and this army doesn't look very scary. If I'm Cure here, I'm like, alright, this is fine, I guess. Like, you just have Ravagers and like 12 Banelings. There isn't even an Ultra Cavern on the way quite yet. This is a huge freaking army. The main problem for Cure, unironically, is his drug problem. Like, he has no energy in these medevacs. Well, okay, yeah, he has another issue, is that they just lifted and then lost the medevac into Biles. 2 problems, but like, every stim here is hurting so much. He can only stim a single time. I'd almost be tempted as Reynor here to try and bait a stim initially. Oh my, this was an insane fight. What the hell, he came from 3 angles over here. This is perfect. This is perfect. Blinding Clouds were good as well. Here comes the flanking Ravager. The control on these Ravagers is insane. This legitimately was one of the best fights I've seen this year. This was such a good fight out of Reynor. He came from 3 sides. Very solid control on those Vipers. Very neat control on the... on the boilers as well. And although the supplies still look even, like the quality of this supply is so much lower right now for Cure than it was before. It only has 2 medevacs remaining. There's hardly any tanks in the mix. Liberators ended up dying. And I think right now we're actually moving into a position where I think Reynor has managed to hold. I think he's kind of safe. Vipers are out, which can deal with medevac drops. The thing that Reynor is lacking the most at this moment is some type of follow-up tech, and we're going to see that Ultra Cavern coming in right now, as well as a 5th base with decent worker count. 5th is being rebuilt on that right side. These 2 Banshees have been doing God's work, by the way. If God's work was killing a lot of stuff. Alright. Nice one, God. They've been doing God's work for Cure at least, you know? It's like cleaning the Zerg. Yeah, otherwise, yeah. Tough. Lots of Marauders here in the mix. 20 Marauders, 44 Marines, 2 Banes, 2 Banshees still around. This is like the 17th rotation. This time Reynor is ready. He's like, alright, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, shame on me still. Fool me 4 times. Etc, etc. I think he probably rotated like 5 or 6 times and got a crap ton of kills with those Banshees. So this base now in a bit of trouble. Well, more than a bit of trouble. It died. And a significant amount of trouble. As once again a very good link flank once more. Fantastic as well. Cure high in the supply, but Reynor holds on. That base. This right side has now finished up. I mean, there's really not that many patches here anymore either. Like, you can't really see it because there's so many overlords covering it. It's like a neat little trick here out of Reynor. That if you don't know that I don't have minerals, then maybe there still are minerals. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, this base also in trouble, aka dead. I don't feel like a base being in trouble. I shouldn't say that when it dies. It's gonna be real freaking weird, you know? Like in the future, like when I have kids, now I'll be like, alright son, you're in trouble now. And he's watched my videos before. It's like, oh no. Is this the end for me? No, that's not funny, guys. That would be messed up. The most messed up thing in that story is the fact that my kid would be watching my videos. Yeah, that's a... Oh no, he's horrible taste. He's an idiot. Alright, I gotta get Burrow over here. Couple of investors in the mix as well. Reynor magically is staying alive. But unlike most magicians, I don't think there's really anything in the end here that's going to, you know, wow the audience very much. There's not going to be like a, and here is your watch still intact after he smashes it with a hammer. He's been pulling off some neat magic tricks so far, but at the end of the day, like this just isn't enough. Like, you can't attack into this. Like, he's been struggling for a long time. This trading is insane. 21,000 resources lost against 18k. Especially with the low quality army that Reynor has been working with, as he goes once more, has a huge army on the other side of the map. I just don't think that's gonna be good enough. Oh my god, these fungals are crazy. If you get another fungal plus Ravager setup, okay, this is a good fungal as well, and maybe with a Ling run by. This army, once again, extremely overstimmed. No energy in these medevacs. Banelings blasting the depots. Do we have enough units defensively? The answer is a resounding no. As it feels like we're kind of in a liminal moment here where Reynor might be moving into a decent position economically for the first time, comparatively to his opponent. As Cure is losing a lot of freaking workers. This base needs to die. If this base doesn't die, Cure's just... he's cooked. He's, well, cooked. He economically pretty freaking cooked. The base survives. These drones already were like, alright, time to evacuate, boys. This base seems to be in serious trouble. And now they come back in. 18 SCVs have gone down. 74 workers to 50. And it's of the essence right now that Cure rebuilds a bunch of his workers ASAP. This is super key. Like, actually very key. As another Ling run by gets sent out. No! Mr. Investor, you saw there was a scan. I'm going in, boys. It's like, alright. Time to die. Investor in trouble. Lings running into the natural. There's no base to kill, but main base might have something. Tank. Whoop. Gonna get picked up. Neat. Well done. This got freaking destroyed. We were looking at the Ling run by, and so was Cure. I think some things died here. I'm not quite sure what. We do have 1 through 5 bases on the side of Cures. We get a fungal. This is such a tough area to break, though, for Reynor. Such a tough area for Reynor to break. And even the run-bys towards the bottom side are just completely non-viable. Like, how are you going to get there? Run through the third and the fourth? Or, sorry, the third? Oh, wait, these were 6 bases because there was a base over here. I completely forgot about that. As we're going to get another big fight here. Reynor, big fungal in the mix. We get some parasitic bombs. Biles hitting a lot as well. Reynor still holding on. Can he do this? 1 fungal remains. Could have been 2 if that first infestor hadn't died for free. It's been like 350 HP for a very long time. But where are the transfuse when you need them? Oh, there's 0 queens out right now. 0. None. That is the minimum amount of queens you can have. Whoop! Snipe. That is going to be a ghost versus an infestor. That's a great trade here for Cure. Cure really should rebuild a couple of workers, by the way. I strongly do believe that it would strengthen his position significantly in this game. As a queen pops out, instantly dies. Another hatchery in trouble as it goes down. Tank in the back, hiding behind the turret. This tank rallies to the other side of the map. That's like the second tank that dies like that. Not a great look. We do have a base over on the left side, but at this point, it feels like Reynor can't do very much anymore. An empty infestor moves on over. He's preparing for the future. It's like, I'll already be there when you need me and when I have the energy. In about 56 seconds from now. The problem is just these outside bases. Like, if these outside bases could be attacked somehow, even then, you wouldn't kill them. Like, even if they could get attacked. Like, this army almost loses to a freaking planetary. Ooh, Lings are going to take out the empty debris. Sadly, there's really nothing to kill over here for them. They're going to go focus some depots. Supply blocking the opponent. But right now, Cure's already maxed out, so not sure what the impact of that is going to be. Tanks moving in forward. Oh, this is a serious... like a serious switch up, eh? Hatchery completely out of minerals. Reynor 187 supply. Ling run by is going to go in. There's not that much defensively, but I think there might be enough. Oh, it's going to pick up another free tank. Kind of going to pick up another free tank. Well, it's not entirely free if you lose 20 links, I guess. Pretty much the opposite of free. Make a free product after you buy it, as this fungal man is gonna run into the marauders. Does get scanned. Thought we still had a fungal man over here somewhere, but I might be wrong. Oh yeah, it's on the left side right now. This army is moving in as well. We have the links. A couple of Biles not really connecting with anything. What are our upgrades? We have chitinous, anabolic synthesis, 3/3 upgrades, infestor viper. I mean, theoretically, you're one very good fight away from being in a close game again, as Reynor is going to hit some of these fungals over here. Can we hit more? Where are the Vipers? I don't see him anymore. Bang bang, you're dead, or bang bang... oh, you're just hanging out in the natural. Link's in the middle, stopping reinforcements, but Cure isn't even rebuilding anything just because he isn't losing stuff. That is a great reason to not have to rebuild anything, let me tell you. Spawning pool is about to die. Great attempt at defense, honestly, out of Reynor, who's been playing a game of catch-up this entire time. Now, with that run-by, for a second I thought he had it, but in the end, Cure is going to be taking game number 1 here on a Talisman. The new map, as he's 170 supply against 106. Reynor's running out of stuff. And GG does get called. Game number 2 on the Old Republic. Let's take a look at this map as well. Ooh, that's a natural... oh. This is kind of like the setup on a map like Cloud Kingdom or Eternal Empire, is where you have this natural and then a little ramp, like very well shielded, and then a third base that is easily held as well. Now the rest of the map is fairly different. This fourth base is actually hard as hell. Look at this. This is far away. I kind of dig that. This fourth is also quite tough. I wonder what the expansion pattern is here. I think the Terran might take a planetary forward. This as the fourth. I think Zerg actually probably also takes... Oh, he's going to take the third forward already. Look at this. Reynor. I do like this. It's an interesting call, but probably the right one. Because there's really not that many alternative outside bases. Okay, here comes the Reaper. Lynx will be in position. Is this a gold base? No, oh, it's a Rich Raspine Geyser base. It felt like a Rich Raspine Geyser base. I love these outside bases. Look how neutral they feel. Like, this is the type of map that could provide extremely good late games. I think this is probably my favorite map out of the new maps in the TLMC. Because of that. It seems really difficult to turtle up and do nothing. Because then your opponent is just going to be capable of taking like a lot of outside bases. Like this base and this base are going to be pretty easy to hold for Zerg. Like, unless this one gets taken, I guess. But then good luck taking... I don't know. It's just really tough. It's hard to imagine how this is going to play out without seeing too many games. But in theory, I like this map, just looking at it. I don't love how defensive this ramp is. I think removing rocks in general from like natural ramps is not a bad call. Leave stuff a little bit more open. We're going to get a little grenade. This is very far forward though. Like, this is super open. I wonder if perhaps going for a double gas opener might be better for Cure in this case. It's like a second gas before third CC. It's not something we see a whole lot anymore, but it does allow you to be a bit more aggressive. As instead we're just going to open up with that Banshee first into, I guess, Cloak at some point. Hellions are going to try to run by, but already taking a lot of damage here. Speed finishing up in about 10 seconds. Evo Chamber block comes in. And that probably just means the end of these Hellions. Reynor with phenomenal unit control so far. Like, this is so hard to hold this accurately. Like, this is just not simple. He's going to end up losing one worker, kills 2 Hellions, hardly loses any mining time. Double Hellions now showing up over here as he moves on to the high ground. Let's see if he can kill anything. Perfect pull away again. Reynor is absolutely on fire with his mechanics today. Like, he is playing fast, he's playing accurate. Yes, he's down 1-0, but the start of this game, it gives me hope for the rest of this series. It really does. 2 more Hellions coming in. We have a barracks with Stim. But we're having 2 more guests. This is going to be mech. I said Stim, but I meant Tech Lab. But instead, this is going to be a mech game. Mech post-patch should be a little bit weaker due to the Cyclone bug being fixed. The lock-on cooldown is now the correct timing, as intended by everyone. It's really funny to see the difference between the speed of bug fixing out of Blizzard in the past 3 weeks compared to the past 4 years. Like, Blizzard fixed more bugs in the past 2 weeks than it probably did in the last 5 years combined. And when new ones, popped up, they pretty much hammered them down instantly as well. So it's been impressive to watch. And the Cyclone bug is one that did get fixed, but wasn't fixed for like 8 or 9 months or so, which is kind of wild, but yeah. They did it now. Double armory coming up over here, so we have triple factory. Double Banshees hitting the natural as well. 3 drones go down. There's a Baneling nest gets put down. 2 Evo chambers on the way. These are fairly late, aren't they? 6 minutes they finish up. I guess it's fine against mech. I wonder if Reynor knows that it's mech. I don't think Reynor has any clue as to what the hell's going on. So the general response against mech usually is melee plus range upgrades. So you completely skip out on Carapace. And you also want a Roach Warren. The Roach Warren is very powerful. So the Cure is actually just going to play tank mech. This is one of the things we almost never see anymore. Proper tank mech. It's been saving up a lot of Hellions. It's going to come as a surprise here to Reynor. Not that good type of surprise. Not the entire family, waiting in your bedroom for your 35th birthday. More the type of surprise where you realize that the person that sent you a text message that you owed, the government taxes, wasn't actually a government official. And you just sent a scammer 15,000 euros. It does happen to people. And it could happen to you. That sounded like a segue into the sponsor of this video helping you stop scamming, but no such company has contacted me yet. Let's give an infestation pit down here. There's also a third Evo chamber. Reynor looked at the situation at hand and thought to himself, you know what I really need right now? Triple upgrades. And you know what? Can't blame the guy. Absolutely cannot blame the guy. Triple upgrades is nothing better than that. Sometimes when you watch Reynor play, it feels like he can play in zoomed out mode. Like the way that he sets unit up in a concave. Like this looks very good zoomed out, but zoomed in is like, it's not easy to realize that this is the correct way to do it exactly, you know? And he does it so freaking fast as well. Being zoomed out in StarCraft 2 or having the ability to do it, especially with Zerg, would be freaking huge. Like the ease of setting up like run-bys and clearing reinforcements, stuff like that would be absolutely massive. Oh, he's gonna go into... No, it's Broodlord. It's a Broodlord rush. Right! Broodlord also got buffed due to a bug fix. So the Broodlords were shooting their Broodlings a little bit too slow. Blizzard fixed it. Oh, here comes a freaking run-by and a half. I'm not even sure if you could call this a run-by. Because it's just like an entire army. Like an entire army can do a run-by, can they? Run-by kind of indicates that it's going to be like a low number of things, like one car usually. And that it would be a drive-by, I guess. This is insane fight for Cure, by the way. Holy crap, he killed like every Ling and lost nothing. That went awful for Reynor. Legitimately terrible. Spire's about to finish up, so this is just going to be a straight-up Broodlord rush. Changeling shows up, 4th base done, 5th base on the way. 5th base for Reynor hasn't even started yet. I mean, he has a 5th hatchery, but that's not gonna get you more income. Tries to take this thing over here. The Banshees are gonna show up once more. Vikings on the way too. So it is interesting to see how you would deal with tank mech. Because usually, I think Abduct is a significant, you know, kind of part of that. First few Corruptors already on the way out. Cure's gonna be pushing while his opponent is stuck at 160 supply right now. That is a very low amount of supply, let me tell you. A very low amount of supplies. 3 more Ravagers are coming in right now. Hellions moving out. 6 Corruptors. He wants to move into Broodlords at some point. Some of these tanks at least need to siege up. Do we even have any Vipers? There are 0 Vipers out on the map. Banelings rolling into Hellbats. Biles are going to connect with tanks here. That is something. Greater Spy is about to finish up, but don't forget we already have 4 Vikings out, 2 more on the way. So even if you get like 3-4 Broodlords, it's not going to be good enough. Because you just don't have the anti-airs. Reynor is in the process of dying right now. I am not sure if he realizes that this is what he's in the process of. I guess that is kind of the human condition as well. Just always being in the process of dying. But it doesn't need to be the case in StarCraft 2. This base is going to go down. This bottom base is going to be under some heavy fire as well. Spore will clear, barely not clear the Banshee, but boy was it close. These Banshees, or sorry, these Broodlords are going to pop out right now. First Thor on the way. 6 Vikings are out. 8 Vikings soon to be out. I am curious if Cure should continue pushing into this. I don't necessarily think it has to be the correct call. Like, you can lose a lot of tanks here in a very short amount of time due to the splash that the back tanks are dealing. Corruptors moving in forward as well will kill a lot of these Vikings. Cure, he knew what he was walking into. He knew what he was fighting. And he still gets absolutely blasted over here. He stood no chance. Broodlord's taking a good trade. Reynor has both of the side bases. So still up, you know, up to 5 bases, which he could mine from, theoretically. Gets a 6th base as well. We have a planetary over here and 4 Thors. 4 Thor. And 65 years in the past. Ooh, fat Hellbat swap over here. Jesus. These guys are really freaking strong. Yeah, now ideally you probably swap them back into Hellions and drive away. Rinse and repeat towards the bottom side. The base is fairly fairly weak as Vikings get a clear on one of these broods. Thors are not here quite yet. Tanks are unsieged. So Corruptors are taking a beating. Vikings also taking a bit of a beating though. I'm not sure who's taking a bigger beating. I think it's the Vikings. I think it's the Vikings for sure. There's zero defense at home. This is one of these things that is kind of insidious. Like, it's not allowed either. It's where you have no defense. And Reynor is respecting the average Terran too much here. He says, okay, this is like... Kier is a good player. He plays mech. He knows he needs to keep tanks at home. And he'll have walls and maybe a planetary at the third. I'm not even gonna try to go for a Ling run by here. I'm not even gonna go for it. But boy, would it deal a lot of damage. It actually would do so freaking well. Like, any amount of units here to the third. Like, this fort base is extremely vulnerable. We just have a full 123 army supply over here on the bottom side. I guess there's a little bit up top. Hellions once more turn into Hellbats. They're gonna go. Start coning away at that hatchery. As the tanks now siege up. Broodlord showing up as well. Bile's actually connecting big time. More Ravagers are moving in forward. Broodlord's in a little bit of trouble. 3 Thors remain. Never mind. 2 more show up, so that's going to be 5 here total. As Cure moves in with the Hellbats. Turns them into Hellions. Splits them up 3-4. I think Cure is in a pretty decent spot right now. He has 8 factories, 1 starport. He's getting an extra command center. Already has 4 orbitals, I think. As this 6th base went down once more, we get a scan towards the bottom side. Pretty lazy. Could have sent an SCV there or a Hellion. Scans are quite expensive, of course. And here comes the Ling run by. Okay, this is going to be absolutely key. This is a key run by because this run by, it might deal a lot of damage, but even if it doesn't, it will force defenses. It will force Cure to have stuff at home, and that's going to be a huge deal in and by itself. So, yes, a couple of workers go down and he'll kill a depot or 2, but now we're going to need to keep tanks at home. And the moment that happens, Cure's army is going to be significantly weaker. Ling run by into the natural as well. Another depot goes down, another one will go down over here. So, in total, we have 5 SCVs falling. Carapace, plus 1 range total. For a man with 3 Evo chambers, his upgrades sure are coming in damn slow. Vipers have shown up as well right now. Yeah, this is just going to keep happening again and again. And like I said, you're just going to need some tanks in the mix at this point. It is the only viable solution that you have as Cure. So he has 1 tank out here, he's 1 tank down here. Actually, this base is extremely weak. I wish Reynor would just check on the bases every now and again. It's like, hey, do you have any defenses here? This is why I think, hold that thought, as we have a pretty significant engagement. Lots of Biles in the mix as well. There are a couple of Thors in the back. 3 Thors still remain. 4 Thors still remain. We have a very big Zerg army size here. It's going to be dealing with this Terran force. Connecting big time here as well. This is just going to get cleaned up completely. Reynor now up about 40 army supply. Yeah, what I was saying is that this is one of the reasons why the changeling stuff, that rogue plays, is so freaking good, because you always know where the holes are going to be in your opponent's defenses. Like, there's nothing here right now. This base should be toast. The moment Reynor wants to kill that base, he should be capable of killing this base. This base, on the other hand, gonna be a little bit harder due to the existence of tanks. I mean, this 5th it's gone. Like, it's just, it ain't there no more. Like, Reynor looks at it and it will disappear. You can stare this thing down pretty much. It's not strong enough. It really ain't. Yep, there we go. Reynor's gonna move in forward, tries to trigger any mines, realizes there's none. Now sees this Hellion force move in. You have a couple of Thors, quite literally, in the back over here. As Biles are going to start raining down on Vikings as well. Planetary goes down. Reynor keeps his significant resource lead. And he rolls in with some Banelings, gets a couple of Hellions. Once more goes for it. It's going to be some Biles, Banelings. It's going to eventually clear this fort, I think. Even if he's forced to pull back. He killed 20 workers. He managed to go in here with Corruptors as well, and is dealing quite a bit of damage, actually. Look at this. I don't think it's gonna die, but we need a more significant repair here out of Cure. Him not doing that is actually a pretty big mistake. Okay, there we go. Now we get the more significant repair. Corruptors are gonna move back. Vikings are gonna show up, deal with the Corruptors. With his 6k resources in the bank against about 1.7k. And Cure doesn't have any minerals. So it's literally just at 1.7k all-in gas, which is completely useless because you can't build anything with it. Now we're going to get the mech field accelerator, so perhaps a cyclone transition. It is rare to see that in the later stages of the game, but maybe he wants to play a more active game. Or well, maybe. He just wants to play a more active game. I think that's the only thing that makes any sense over here. Aliens are going to go for a run by up top. No, they won't. Look at this. Will this go in the natural? Monster, look how little defenses there is. Cure is playing like this is Wings of Liberty. When no one knows that you need to keep units at home to defend with your mech. Like he's just running out with absolutely everything. Cyclones now are going to show up. They don't have the mech field quite yet. No Hellions nearby to help either. The Broodlord count is non-existent. We have 2 Vipers and we're gonna run in. Lynx, can they burrow? Do they need to burrow? Not really. This base is gonna be toast. That is an absolute given over here. I just don't think that base can survive. You throw a couple of Biles on that thing, like it's freaking cooked. No, okay, it's gonna bile the other side, but despite that, just the auto attack plus some banelings to make sure that the SCVs can't repair is going to be good enough. More Biles landing down on top of this army. As this army is freaking dying right now against the Ravagers of Reynors. Rebuilding 92 links. Cyclones once again being rebuilt. Overall upgrades are 313 versus 223. With 3-3 on melee and range on the way. And here come the Lynx. And I think this is going to be the final fight most likely, as all these tanks are going to end up going down. There's simply too many Zerglings here in the mix. 101 supply against 173. 3.4k minerals in the bank as well for Reynor, as he will take game number 2 and tie up the series. Map number 3 is going to be played over here on a map that has the same name as a folder on my desktop. 10,000 feet. Curious to see where this is going to go. I haven't seen that many games on this map quite yet. And I'm curious... Oh, this is this map. Okay, I actually played a game on this the other day. It has a very weird dead space, kind of between the main and natural to the third. It's like you park a freaking Banshee over here. It can fly a very, very long time from like third to natural, boom into the main. There's no dead space over there, but it's an interesting map. Curious to see how Cure is going to approach this. What the hell is this? What type of freaking magic is this crap? What is the point? This is much better than Stonehenge, which also, you know, we're still trying to figure out what the hell that does, but... I feel like in a way this is worse than Stonehenge. Because it's obvious that people put effort into making this. It's like a zero gravity ball. But it doesn't do anything. You know, there's no light show. It's like, all right, the ball goes up and down. It is the type of thing you look at and you go like, yeah, that's pretty sick. And after a while you're like, all right, that was fun, you know. It was a great time. One time I went to a museum in the Netherlands. And it was, I think it's called the War Museum. And they have like tanks and like a crap load of planes over there. And... you can pay like $7 and you get to drive around in like on top of a tank or on top of like some type of cool vehicle. I don't think it was a tank. I can't remember what it was. It was like a military vehicle. So I paid like €7.50. And it's like a pretty small area. So you go like over a hill, then you go down the hill, and then you crisscross, and then you go over the hill again. And like the first like 30 seconds, you're like, oh my god, this is so freaking sick. We're in a freaking tank going over the hill. And like 35 seconds in, like you're going over the same hill once more. And then once more, it's just not as exciting anymore. It's kind of the same with Stonehenge, you know? You're like, oh my god, they put all of this together. And then you realize you just traveled like 2.5 hours from the city to visit a bunch of stones that are standing up straight. It's going to be the same with this freaking ball that's going up and down. Like, what the hell is the point of it? It's like, this is, you know, this would be a tourist attraction as well, if this was in our world. It's like, it's a miracle. Yeah, it's a freaking miracle. I don't really care. It's boring as hell. Couldn't have made a better miracle. Freaking Stonehenge. Surreal stuff. Ooh. Oh, I guess this is a better triple. I hadn't even thought of this as a third base. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of minerals there. I guess this is uninhabitable terrain. Of course, you can just mine those out and actually take it. Fairly cool. This was also a gasless opener too. So fairly late gas. He's going to full wall this area. Reynor, that is. And queens over here. You can always wall this off with a queen later on, or like a single roach you put over here. Like, that's the crazy thing, right? I don't actually think you should mine this out, boss. Like, I'm not a... Well, I guess you can mine out 2 of these, and it should be fine. You mine out 2 of these. Oh, look at that, the tumor was blocking it. You can't actually move through a tumor like you can through units. Because a tumor is considered a building when it's built. It's always considered a building, but when it's constructing, it actually has the same features, the same properties as a building. Okay, so it's going to double open it. You're going to need a double roach here to stop anything from moving in. Cure, I don't know how the hell he opened up, because I was yapping about Stonehenge and the weird ball. But this is triple CC. He has a crap ton of gas. This guy is the king of gas. Is this mech? Like, I see that there's stim, you know, but we have no e-base. You have an insane amount of gas coming in. What if it's double barracks into mech? No, okay, we get double e-bay. He just has a lot of gas in the bank. Like, these double gases are so freaking fast, it's crazy. Reynor's going to go up to like 60 workers 4 minutes into the game. Reynor is not planning on building any units. He's managed to go for 5 minutes building not a single unit. Now he's fully saturated on 3 bases. He's going to get a couple of roaches out, but really just a couple. He's actually going to need more than a couple in order to not die against these double medevacs with the stim mariners. Stim mariner. Triple barracks, double eBay. Okay, we're cooking. Don't mind that. Do we have any? I like full. I like walls that are almost full. I don't like walls that are fully full. You know, because then you need to walk all the way around in order to protect it, which is kind of awkward. Okay, 4 tumors get taken out. 1 overlord's going to get sniped here as well. Actually supply blocking Reynor, which is going to be quite frustrating. We have a 4th base over here. We have some debris. It's infested debris over here, so it's slowly but surely it counts down. It will die relatively soon. Here comes another stim in forward. We got 1 queen over there. 2nd queen will just barely survive as 1 or 2 marines end up falling as well. Tumor's getting taken out. 1 in the back should also fall here. Ooh, 1 marine will go down. I think this is okay for Cure. Like, I thought maybe his eco is too crap compared to his opponent, but 4th base is going to be quite late here for Reynor, and that does help quite a bit. Like, not being capable of pushing here immediately is not good for Reynor, as this overlord is actually going to get blasted by the marine drop. 2 marines on the high ground, 8 marines on the low ground, and that thing is now officially dead. Infestation pit on the way, 1-1 upgrades, more roaches. I still hate this full wall. I don't think there's ever going to be a period in time where I'm not going to hate that full wall, but there's nothing we can really do about it right now. We're just going to have to live with it. Spore's dealing a lot of damage here. I mean, you're just going to have to go back, buddy. Like, up, back in the boat. Floop. Aye. Back where you came from. Look at that. Hey, that's freaking awful. I have to fly through a spore twice. Now this queen's coming in with a flank. If you're getting flanked by a queen, you know that something is wrong. Like, you've been too predictable. The queen is slow as hell. Like, this was an off-creep flank. It's like this guy... It's like a surprise attack by snails. You know, it's like, oh no, the slugs. Like, Jesus Christ. That was awful. Get like a salt defense against that. I believe if you put salt on snails, I think they disappear. Or at least it hurts them significantly. So that would be a very valid defense if, for whatever reason, snails would decide to attack us. This is a terrible fight here for Reynor. He was like, I don't want to send in the links into this choke because that will go terrible. And then he lost like 5 roaches for free. Like, oh, I guess shouldn't do anything. At the same time, both of these medevacs actually went down. You have 5 barracks still out. 4 CC already on the way. I say already, but this is a fairly standard timing. Like, this is not crazy quick. If someone would tell me a 4 CC is over halfway done, 8 minutes into the game, I'm not even sure I'd give the thumbs up. I might raise half an eyebrow, whatever. How interesting. Just say splendid. People that can use the word splendid, you know, like in an actual conversation without sounding like a prick, that's impressive. I feel like it's mainly British people, so maybe naturally they just kind of sound like a prick. There's something condescending about when Brits speak their own language. Like they're so much better at it. Like, bro, you invented it. Obviously, you're going to be better than most of us. That's not even true for a lot of them as well. They go to freaking Britain, half of them, you can't understand them at all. This hatchery is going to get sniped. Yeah, surreal. I went to the UK. As a cab driver started speaking to me, I honestly would have preferred if it was German. Like, my German is the equivalent of like a 6-year-old boar. It's like, it's not that great. But this guy's English also wasn't that great. I can't really tell him that because it's obvious that he is the native, you know? But it's surreal. Okay, 2-2 upgrades on the way right now for Reynor. Cure's happy with killing that 5th base. This is a tough map for Zerg, by the way. I really think this wall is stopping him from taking this thing. Oh, look, another ball that moves up and down. There's one that is in the water. This one failed. Used to move up and down. So just like the remnants of some other anti-gravity ball. Okay, here we go. Like this full wall is really costing Reynor. It's making things difficult for him. And the fact that both of your evos are here, like, I wouldn't want to be him, let me tell you. That's a lot of mines in the mix here, too. Good factory unit production as the splits out of Reynor phenomenal there, too. Roach Warren's going to get taken out. Thank God. Finally, we get rid of that full wall. If Carapace +2 goes down, that would be terrible. Oh, there's a good blinding cloud. Carapace level 2 will barely finish up. That is a huge deal. As the Ravagers now are going to connect with these tanks, 2 of them will explode at an instant. New Evo chambers will need to be built. 2-2 upgrades versus 1-2. Cure is doing a good job as a massive Ling Bane run by runs in. Burst open the door to the natural. So as the V's are falling. Adrenal isn't quite done yet. At the same time, we have this Marine army still moving in forward. +2 melee attacks gets denied. The first Ultra's now on the way. 3 mines in the back. Will they get the connections? Not the connections they need. I mean, they get some connections. Those are the real connections. 3-3 hasn't started yet for Cure. Okay, there we go. I complain about it, he starts it. You'll love to see it. That's the type of interaction I want in my life. I demand, he supplies. Triple Viper with a lot of energy. I think a couple of Parasitic Bomb here wouldn't hurt. Another Ling run by is going to go in. Some good, interesting game. A lot of stuff happening over here. There's one Viper with the Blinding Cloud plus Parasitic Bomb. It's going to deal a lot of damage. Ultras now need to get towards the bottom side of the map. This Ultra is not going to be good enough without Chitinous Plating. And even with Chitinous Plating, it would have been quite the battle. Hatchery is going to die. There we go. 2 medevacs without any energy, but of course with the ability to pick up these units. And that's what they'll do. Cure has lost a couple of workers, but does have 4 bases. Well, I was going to pretend like that was such a big deal. He only has 4 bases, actually. Not that great. Reynor, on the other hand, only has 3, and he's building 3 at the same time. He's being outmined by a significant amount, actually. 800-900 minerals a minute. He's outmining his opponent when it comes to the gas. And honestly, if we look at the army, we're going to go Viper, Infestor, Ultra, Ravager, Ling, Bane against Marine, Marauder, Liberator. Mine count isn't that impressive. 6 is decent, but you wouldn't put it on your CV, you know? It's not brag-worthy enough. Yeah, at least I don't think it is. Sling Run by is gonna get quite a few kills. Marine Marauder stimming in forward. He might need to burrow. There you go, buddy. One more burrows a little bit further forward. Can you move back? Ooh. This is very interesting. It is such an active game. Reynor... It almost feels like Reynor doesn't want to stabilize himself because he just wants the game to remain active. And he's been playing like this the entire series so far. It's like, hey, as long as you're on my side of the map, my run-bys are going to be better. And that seems to kind of be his game plan. But then he just keeps losing base after base. His eco actually really sucks. Resource lost also looking quite tough so far this game. It's going to need a very, very good fight over here to stay in this game. As we get a fungal, we get a parasitic bomb. This was a good start of a fight. Val's going to connect here with one Liberator. We have some links that were still burrowed. This is in range of the depot, by the way, where they're doing this. Yeah, that is messed up. Yeah, that's like cheating on your significant other in front of the Ring doorbell. It shouldn't work, but Reynor here is going in. Yeah, that's tada. Oof, 11 SCVs go down. I guess the game is active enough that Cure just can't keep up with the multitasking, even if it is in vision. Reynor is making it quite difficult for himself, though. Has he managed to stop this? Even in supply, but way down in army supply. Does not have the +1... doesn't even have the +2 melee. Doesn't have +2 melee. Doesn't have +3 melee. Is working with a very sophisticated army, though. Viper, Infestor, Ravager, Ultra. We have a couple of snaking Infestors over here. Once again, Ling run by. She's looking for damage. Dude, this map is providing one hell of a game. 10,000 feet. Who could have seen it coming? Who could have seen that coming? 3 medevacs, 2 of them out of energy, 3 of them out of energy. So none of them have energy. That means that every stim is going to be painful. Okay? Every stim is going to significantly hurt. And look at that, 21 Marauders. Dude, these guys are going to be losing HP like it's their job. Because it kind of is their job. Ling run by once again comes in. Mine does connect. That was 5-6 kills. Another mine. This time we get a good split. A couple of links borrowed could definitely help. 181 supply to 200. 152 army supply to 112 as Reynor gives up his natural and rotates these drones towards the bottom side. Cure is just outmining his opponent due to the mules. I mean, has 3 orbitals. But seems to be mining significantly more than his opponent here. Reynor not necessarily out of it because he still has an army. Down 6k in the resources lost as here comes a Ultra run by. Does he not have anabolic synthesis? Look how slow these Ultras are. Holy crap. They look pathetically slow. Good lord. Talking about snails, huh? Bunch of wankers. Medevac count's still pathetic, so here comes a stim. This is actually going to hurt quite significantly due to that stim. Like, he just doesn't have the medevacs for it as the... the Ultra army continues. Ghosts have split off. Here comes the cloak. All of these Ultras are going to end up dying. Very neat defense out of Cure. That's such a cool little move. It's the equivalent of burrowing Banelings. Except cloak and you can move. It's not the exact equivalent. Ooh, look at that. Cheeky little burrow over here with the Ultralisk. Reynor's still in it. Or at least he believes he's still in it. Medevac count is really low. I think that is the weak spot here in this army. Like, every stim is such a big deal. Parasitic Bomb should be the name of the game here as 2 more medevacs go down. Make that 3 more medevacs going down, because that one's going to fall as well. Next stim is going to significantly hurt over here. Banelings will try to connect as these Ultras are getting a lot of the mines down. Ghosts now show up as well. Parasitic Bomb, Parasitic Bomb, Parasitic Bomb. No Parasitic Bomb. We have an Ultra that burrows, unburrows, deals damage. Ling run by here going in as well. +2 melee is about to finish up. Reynor's not quite done yet over here. Cure hardly mining. 1k minerals a minute against 2.5k. This is the only remaining base. If Reynor manages to clear that somehow, some way, he's going to be in a great spot. However, Reynor is about to lose his main base. That is considered an issue by some people because he's going to lose the pool. He's going to lose the Ultra Cavern. The infestation pit. He's going to lose everything as we get a split off on these Ultras. I don't think these... Can these Ultras fight this? I'm not even certain. Like, planetaries are really freaking strong. Needs to split them up so there's no splash damage. Look at this. Here we go. Start smacking some of these SCVs down. Dude, this is an insane... We got an SCV pool. It's the first time you see that in a ZVT. 18 minutes into the game. Okay, they get rallied back home. We have a new CC that is not being constructed. Lots of units at home that just aren't being used right now. The thing we're lacking the most still is medevacs. Look, these units haven't even fully healed up quite yet, as these ultras now come back home. Reynor, 72 army supply against 137. The rest of the army of Cure is now showing up. Reynor only actually has 900 minerals a minute as well right now. Has moved away from this base for whatever reason. I think there might have been a something there, like a liberator. But he needs to start mining again, because that's the only advantage he has right now. He's going to send them over here. Long distance mining from there. He's just giving up this base. There we go. Okay, he's going back. He's like, what the hell? Investor comes in. Still no anabolic synthesis, by the way. It's going to make it very difficult to do anything. Double Baneling morph once more. This time won't work. As Kira was paying attention to what was happening. And it's not such an active game anymore. Okay, a strong setup here. I just don't quite understand how Reynor is planning on winning this game. Insane back and forth. It did feel like Cure always should have been in control, but Reynor made some magic happen there with these ultras. With these run-bys, just never really got the mining that he wanted. The overall fights also haven't been good enough. Down 13,000 resources. As this base is now up, this thing is turning into an orbital, and that's the problem, right? Like, Cure can just fly to a new base, drops a bunch of mules, and Reynor is just running out of stuff to mine from. Still has 2 Vipers remaining, but that's the only anti-air he's going to get for a little while. Oh, here comes a fungal. That's a good fungal. That's a really good fungal. That's -2 medevacs worth of units, but this is the real issue. 4 medevacs for 25 Marauders and 46 Marines. Where's the last 2? Oh, the last 2 are still over here. They're actually gonna die. You still have the exact same issue as before, just a complete lack of medevacs. Look at this stim. If you can force a stim before a fight, I guess it's just going to be a single fight here, though. Oh, we get a minor stim. Like, even fungals are a pretty big deal. Ling run by comes in. And liberators are just too good against it. There's just not enough anti-air. There's just not enough anti-air. That is going to be the main issue over here. And I don't think this is an issue Reynor will ever have an answer to. Like, I am not seeing it personally, as this Infestor is going to get sent towards the right side as a flank. Like, army supplies, 84 to 170. You're going to need some absolute miracle. Like, the lack of medevacs is the only thing that Reynor has got going for him. This base is going to get cancelled. I mean, Reynor is in a hopeless position. Now, Rihanna found love in a hopeless place, but I don't think she ever found MMR there. Otherwise, she would have written a song about that too. That one doesn't exist quite yet. Sensor tower is going to get biled down. Like, these are really cute plays in a very low eco situation when you have even supply. But that's not really what's happening here. Like, Reynor does not have even supply. Reynor has no supply. Like, he's just down so much. And like, he's making really cool plays. Like, he's picking off a sensor tower here and he's killing something here, you know, there. And he just keeps trying, but at the end of the day, like, we're fighting with, how many is this? 12 ghosts versus 5 ultras. Like, good luck. And the ultras are the only thing that's gonna do any damage. Like, I almost believe that you could just go forward with just the Marauders and have a pretty decent fight. Like, just Marauders in the front and the rest in the back, and then just go for it. This Ling run by once again is good, by the way. This Ling run by once more is good. Look at this, here we go. I love how patient Cure is, but at the same time, like, he's giving Reynor some opportunities to try and come back. This layer is going to get taken out. Baneling Nest here will fall. This is also where the spawning pool is, so that's going to be the last of these units. Spawning pool will need to be rebuilt. 6 more links on the way. Overlord's going down as well. I mean, Reynor killed 10 SCVs, but he loses 15 Overlords, a base, and every bit of production that he has. Not a great trade is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Oh, Infestor. Borrowed. A Ling run by over here to this base would be great, obviously, but we're even gonna get a drop in that area, and this is practically gonna be impossible in my mind. You can kind of see that there's an infestor somewhere. You see that? It's not easy to spot, but you can see it over there. Yep, there we go. We get the scan. Cure did realize. As he scans once more, clears a bunch of the creep. He has 180 army supply because he only has 18 SCVs. This is such a ridiculous game, actually. This is such a ridiculous game. Here comes another Ling run by. This mine got a couple of kills. We have the drop set up over here as well. Secure's only real intention here is to just kind of move in there and deny outside bases. EMPs hit the Vipers. Fungals are going to connect with a portion of the army, but look how many units we have over here. And although the Ultras and Banelings are connecting, GG is going to get called as Cure wins game number 3. Very good series so far. Actually a good series. Very intense game. Like all over the place, running around, shooting each other. It's tense to watch. Ooh. Ew. CC first. Into reactor first. So 0 units. Into triple CC. Nah, this is the type of build order that... Oh! What the hell am I watching? This is the type of build order that like appears in your greediest dreams, you know? You wake up one day, it's like, you know what, I like freaking money. You're gonna get freaking money with this crap, let me tell you. Holy cow, you're gonna get a lot of money. Queen. Both of them are playing insanely greedy. This is 4 hatch before the second queen. Cure went triple CC before second barracks, before second structure in general, and now is going to follow this up with a 2-on-1. This is like a battle of greed. I don't know who gets out ahead from here, because Reynor did open up with a fast gas, and he mined a little bit from it. Like, he's going to be building a crap ton of drones, adding 2 more queens as well. There is 0 scouting on the side of Cure, though, and 0 aggression as well. Like, legit no pressure whatsoever. What had he even seen? He saw the CC and he knew what was happening. That's all he needed. Evo Chamber's gonna come in. Probably gonna play fast carapace if I were to guess. You get a creep tumor out here. So, this is a... once again, like we saw on the previous map, it's like a little drone... Like, drones can fit through here, but nothing else can. Or, well, like, workers can fit through here, but nothing else can. Like, probes and SCPs can also fit. So, Olar's actually gonna get sniped here. Wasn't hitting well enough, apparently, as 2 new OVs come in. It's gonna be carapace upgrade indeed. Second Evo chamber goes down. What happens if you get a tank out here? Like, 1 tank and, like, a double marine drop. That seems close to impossible to deal with. You're going to need to clear these blockades. It's one of the more important things in my mind. Creep tumors move out forward. Double eBay on the way here. Is this the exact same build that he played in the previous game? Because I missed that early game. It could be. It's not going to provide a very interesting early game, that's for certain. It's a change up for someone, I guess. Really do wonder what the follow-up is going to be. Get a barracks over here onto a tech lab. You have a random reactor here too. I don't even think Cure really understands what he's doing. He's building a barracks up here and another tech lab. This is going to be Marauder Marine Tank. I think Cure believes he might be playing against Roach because he has seen nothing yet. This thing is 25% killed. It's not enough, probably. Most definitely. It is absolutely not enough. 68 workers to 60. Creep spread is okay too, and 5th base gets taken. Lair's about to finish up here too. Creep tumors continue pushing out further forward. There's 9 queens out. 6 of those bad boys are moving out forward right now. This is the only base without an active inject queen. high ground gets attacked. But with Carapace upgrade, like there's no way you're bursting through these queens. It's just not going to be possible. It is just not going to be possible. We have a spore out here. This base is only 5 patches. A new macro hatch comes out as well as an infestation pit. And we're going to go for an Adrax here out of Cure. So he follows this up with a very aggressive push out. I think he's regretting this this tech lab on this thing. I bet he wishes he didn't. I bet he wishes he didn't. Double tech lab has no reason, no point to it. 4CC does start as well, so it's going to be an Adrax with a 4CC. I think Reynor's position is significantly better. He already has a hive on the way. He's getting 2 extra hatcheries on top of the 5th base that he's already building as well. So he's going up to 7 hatch right now. Triple infestor on the way. We don't have a baneling nest quite yet. This is one of Reynor's favorite styles at the moment, is where he plays pure Ling infestor, relying heavily on Carapace upgrades and getting decent trades early on. So just pure Ling infestor. We could maybe even see like a drop over here into the natural. That would be pretty cool with links. Like 16 links in there. You get Burrow out on them. Something we could definitely consider later on. As this attack is probably going to get a kill over here on this base. Too much damage output with the +1 Marines. Queens are not nearby enough. And indeed, this hatchery is going to end up falling. It's going to be the end of mining over there. Hadn't even started. So it is what it is. Once again, a queen flank is going to take out a medevac. Well done. Reynor's controlling this quite well. He's absolutely in control of this game. This is the first game where he really looks to be in like proper control, like from start to finish. Like he knows what's going on. He's playing his game. And Cure is kind of chasing whatever the hell it is that Reynor's doing. This is gonna get pushed back. I'm really surprised that Cure doesn't decide to just go across the map a little bit earlier, but he just wants to do these Adrax pushes really with a maxed out army. Rather than going a bit earlier, he just really wants to go with massive armies, take one large fight. Reynor's gonna try to set up a run by. Lynx did get spotted here. There are depots. Oh, here are Marines, Marauders, and all that good type of stuff. Double mines start to burrow. And a couple of banelings over here to bust open this wall would be sick. It would be very sick. I mean, these links are never gonna get caught. Okay, here we go. Link burrows over here on the 4th. Sorry, on the 5th base. This is the 4th, of course, and it's going to get attacked. Planetary under heavy fire right now. 2-2 upgrades on the links. SCVs are trying to repair. Are there enough SCVs here to deal with this? The answer is going to be yes. Planetary will survive, and lots of links end up dying. At the same time, 7 SCVs going down when you only had 63 is a reasonably big deal. These Zerglings are also starting to move in forward. This Planetary is under heavy attack. Mines are gonna connect. Planetary goes down as Marine Marauder is gonna get caught. And Reynor's pretty much putting his opponent all in. He has the Ultras as well to stop this attack. When I say Ultras, I mean the Ultra. Chitinous plating not quite done, so transfuses will need to be used. Marine count is insane here. And even the Marauder count is okay. We're at like 10, 12 Marauders or so. Here come a lot of Lings. Marines will take care of those, but the fungals are fantastic. And even without chitinous plating, these Ultras just pack such a serious punch. And the Lings have entered the main base. 45 workers going down here as everything dies at the same time. And Reynor's gonna take us to game number 5. And our final game will be played on satellite years. It's like light years, but maybe based on the speed of satellite. So like an average satellite speed. So a satellite year is like a fluid definition. You know, like light years. That's like a, you know, we know how fast that is. But satellite years, you know, back in the day when they were launching satellites, these things are slow as hell. Nowadays, we're building some freaking fast satellites. I don't actually know if that's true. I do bet, do satellites, do they just kind of float in space? I bet they have some level of, you know, that they can kind of move back and forth. Not so little about space. Oh well. Know a lot about StarCraft, though. Also takes place in space. Take that, suckers. The Reaper comes across the map. He's gonna blast him with that... Is the K8 grenade or something? Ooh, gets a Ling. Almost gets a drone. Forces a Spore out there. It's always funny to me that you have this little dance between the Reaper and the Lings and the drones. This happens every single game. Like 80, 85, 90% of each game that these guys play. There's a Reaper and this happens. And still, the difference in execution between games is so large, you know? This is such a... Like it's a mini game they play every single game. You'd think they'd figured it out, but... There are people at high level that are very good at it. There's people at high level that are a little bit less good at it. And then in between games, there's still a huge like variety of outcomes as well. Sometimes they kill loads of stuff. Sometimes they don't kill loads of stuff. It's very exciting. Reaper's kind of patrolling back and forth over here. CC comes down over in the main base. Reaper throws down the nade. It's the Queen. Epic. Okay, Hallion's moving out. See what we got over here. Reaper into Hallion. Into Hallion. Into starport on the tech lab. Orbital command will start here soon. It's going to be Banshee Cloak. I'm expecting a... Ooh, it's Banshee no Cloak. He was gonna fake interference matrix there, I think. It might still be Cloak. It's not Cloak. Okay. No, it is. Oh! Hyperflight rotor motors. Banshee speed. All right. Now we're talking. I was wondering when we were going to start seeing this out of Terran. So, Hyperflight rotor is 25 more expensive than Banshee Cloak. Cloak is 100. Hyperflight rotors is 125. So 50 resources more. But my theory is that the moment Zerg sees a Banshee, they will be forced into building spores anyway. And if they don't, it's also fine. Zergs always have a freaking Overseer ready these days anyway, because they know the timings. And as I say that, of course, this particular game, there's not going to be an Overseer ready. I feel like the speed has a lot of utility. Like a lot more utility than Cloak has in the average game. But I could be wrong about that. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. For a second, I thought it was going to be mech. I think if you're playing mech, this is genuinely a very good thing to play. I mean, you can also go Cloak first. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think Hyperflight Roller is just a good upgrade all around. This thing is going to fly around. There is a Spore ready. There's quite a bit of maneuvering space as well. 9 queens are out, so these guys are going to need to split up. Look at them go. They're so freaking fast. It looks like it feels like you're watching on 2 times speed, but this is just 1 time speed. Do not worry. I did not make any mistakes here. 2 more barracks coming down. This was a 5th gas. Fast 5th gas. Fast 5th gas. Holy crap. This guy loves his gas. Also loves being supply block, or at least he is supply block. Here come the Banshees. Gonna straight up fly in towards the natural into 4 queens. They rotate towards this 5th base right now. Could potentially take it out. This went absolutely god-awful so far. Nothing good has gone down yet for Cure. Okay, this was probably the worst Banshee harass that has happened in a while. You got 0 kills. Took 1 queen shot to the face. Infestation Pit already going down over here for Reynor. Once again, the same style. Fast carapace upgrades, quick Infestation Pit. Loads of hatcheries coming down as well. This is already going up to 6 hatcheries. Pure Ling Infestor. Fast Hive with the Ultralisk. This time around, we're not even seeing the extra barracks being added in. No, we are. Barracks 6, 7, and 8. For Cure. As he clears a bunch of creep in the middle of the map. Here come the Banshee attack. This is like a... This is a very slow rotation from far right to far left, but it is the fastest you're ever going to get it because you have the super speed, right? As these guys are going to show up in the main base right now. Like, they're so fast. I've noticed that Terrans more frequently fly into spores with them because they move so freaking quick. It's like they cannot believe how fast they are. So they move forward too quickly and then end up taking damage quite frequently. This is actually very good damage, by the way. 6 kills right now. Love that for him. He's going to get another one. He's microing this very well. He's taking a little bit of extra damage. This base is open as well. Not a single queen there. As behind all of this, we just have pure marine production. Marine tank. 2-2 upgrade should start as well for Cure ASAP. So he can still try and get something here. Like we have 4 or 5 drones that are absolutely viable to attack. I would love for him to poke his head in there, but he's not going to do it. Cure is going to be pushing out at 149 supply against 149 supply. That is a very decent amount of supply. That is a very decent amount of supply. Halberds are in the mix as well. Pure Ling. Pure Ling versus Marine Halberd. Good luck, my dear friend. Combat shield isn't done yet, and that might just be the save and grace here for Reynor, who's gonna go in with a run-by. His plan seems to be to just ignore the main army, which is an interesting plan. Might just end up working out here. Can we get the pickup with these medevacs? No, we can't so far. Banshees are gonna show up right now. Defensively very strong, obviously. 165 supply to 160. Queens moving forward. Combat shield still not quite done. It's going to finish up in about a second. As here comes the Ling flank. A couple more of these fungals are going to connect. And combat shield not being done at the start of the fight did hurt Cure. But it probably did not hurt him enough. As Reynor is on the way out, Cure pushes in further forward with pure queen defense against tank, marine, Banshee, Halberd. 82 drones to 65. The first ultras will come out relatively soon. There's so many hatcheries here that the drones can bounce in between them, but I mean, this is just not looking good for Reynor here whatsoever. He has not managed to deal significant damage to his opponent either. Cure could just throw down a command center too to just have that backup. Cure did forget about the 2-2 upgrades, by the way, so he's going to be fighting down in upgrades significantly, and that could make these ultras quite strong. Ultras are about to pop out, and ultras could be a game changer. As Reynor is reset back to 4 bases, but still has the 79 drones. He's down about 50 supply. You could see a world with chitinous plating, +2 carapace, and a pure marine army. Like, that is potentially viable. We have a rebuild over here as well. Drones hiding towards the left. Banshee's just clearing a lot of creep. As Cure is being careful. First Ultra's now popping out. So I'm expecting Marauders to start, as well as a CC. Like tech labs on these, that's what you need. Chitinous plating is a little over halfway done right now. 55 out of 79 seconds. But it's 20 more seconds. Reynor's probably going to give up this base as more links move across the map. There's adrenal glands done already. Evo chambers, or whatever the hell this was, just died. I think it was one of the 2 Evo chambers. You have ultras on the high ground. Ling run by, comes out with the adrenal glands dealing a lot of damage. Carapace doing a lot of work here as well. So all of this is just going to straight up die. +2 not quite finished right now for Cure. Chitinous plating is done. Queens show up as well. The transfuses on the ultras good. This fungal is fantastic. This fungal is more than fantastic. Reynor's going to hold for now. Does still have 78 workers, and that means that his army is quite small. But the army that Cure has is terrible. It consists of pure marine. He hasn't started his tech labs yet, I think. Okay, no, they're actually finished right now. Hasn't started 3-3 yet, though. Way too much gas in the bank. Way too much gas in the bank. Remember when I said that's a really fast 5th gas? He's mined about, what is it? Like 900 gas or so out of this thing. And currently he's floating 1500 gas. Makes me believe that perhaps taking that 5th gas wasn't necessary that quickly. Just wasn't what was needed there. So now we're going to get a drop towards the right side. We have double Liberator harass over here on the left, but queens are actually in position. The 5th queen pops out. Transfuse is available too. There we go. As a nice target fire out of Cure there in the end, but does end up only killing, I think, 2 queens? 2 queens for 2 Liberators. That's a terrible trade if you're down in income already. As we're not going to get +3 carapace quite yet for Reynor, who is still down about 20-ish supply. Doesn't have a whole lot of creep anywhere, except for in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going up to 6 bases. Absolutely. Baneling nest on the way as well. Kjör's flying his fort base over to his fort base location. Clears pretty much the remaining creep in the middle of the map. I think this hatchery might just end up falling, although a fungal is about to come in. Hatchery stays alive for now. 3-3 upgrades. We get +3 carapace for Reynor. Chitinous or the centrifugal hooks coming out here as well. We get concussive shells, planetary. This is looking quite impressive, honestly. This actually is looking quite impressive. This is a good army. 15 Marauders. Reynor's gonna give it up. I think this is probably the right call. He goes for a massive run-by into the third base. Gives up this base. Says, hey, I still have 5 hatcheries, even if you kill the left base. Loses 6 drones. But he believes he can deal more damage on the other side of the map. I think he might be right. So, Marine Marauder comes back home to deal with this. SCVs are going to barely stay alive. 6 SCVs die, 7 drones died. It's about an even trade. Reynor would love to clean up this army as the Lynx once again come back in. And this time it's actually going to deal significantly more damage. Look at that. Every single SCV gets taken out. 46 workers to 72 right now. 5 bases active versus 4 bases that could theoretically be mining if there were SCVs nearby. And the income difference here is huge. 3,500 minerals against 1,500. That actually is a massive difference in income. Holy crap. This is practically pure mineral income as well, right? We're working off of 4 gases. So every other worker is just getting minerals right now. Another Ling run-by is being set up. This was Reynor who was down 50 supply earlier this game, by the way. Kjör deciding not to get the tech labs on the barracks earlier, transitioning into a faster fort base, and not having the defensive force here to deal with these run-bys, now finds himself in a pretty tough situation where Reynor actually is even in army supply. Lynx entering the main base at the same time as this fight occurs. Now we have tanks on the high ground still as well as these infestors get to connect. Lynx in the main base could burrow. No, there's no burrow over here. Anabolic synthesis has finished as well for these ultras, so they're quick everywhere. Here comes a flank. 175 supply to 130. 104 army supply to 93. There's only 2 tanks remaining and so much supply that is not with this army. That means that these 2 tanks are going to end up falling. Vipers are probably going to be kind of the next thing here on the menu for Reynor. It's like a Spire. Oh. Okay. I was going to think Vipers for the Parasitic Bomb to deal with both Medevac and Liberator, but he believes that Corruptors here are going to be fine, and I'm actually with him. I also believe that Corruptors are probably going to be fine. There is a decent chance that these Corruptors are going to be just fine. Absolutely. Ling Ultra tries to run in. Does not want to commit into this position. Don't forget, Kjör still has a massive army. Like, the force here is quite big. 102 supply against 126. I think Kjör's plan here is going to be to just max out on a massive army with 32 workers. Like, he's not building extra SCVs, so he's going to max out on a superb army. There's not going to be creeps, so you're going to be fighting off creep as well. I think one of the most important things here for Kjör is to have a Liberator at home to defend against run-bys later on, so he can just lift, piss off for a bit, have a Liberator up here as well, and then push out with probably just 190 supply or so. And it's going to be 160 army supply at that point too. This base is going to get cleared. You can't really afford to lose anything. So these trades are fine as long as you don't get caught by freaking infestor fungals. But look how slow the production is here as well. Like, majority of the barracks... Actually, majority of the barracks are building. 5, 6 barracks that are building units. It's not continuous, but... And he's trying his best. 1,800 mineral income against 2,600. A couple of medevacs over here, but as 4 corruptors come out, it should be the end of these medevacs. I don't think this game is necessarily over. 21 banelings, that is a lot. 10 ultras, that also is a lot. But 4 liberators, 3 tanks is also not that bad. These corruptors are probably going to try to catch this army. And this is idiotic. You can't do that. It's just not possible. It's going to try to boost out of here as 3 marauders move towards the left. He's like, okay, you guys can die. The rest of you, please stay alive. As Reynor is looking for those medevacs. He's not quite finding them yet. He's maneuvering, man. This guy is absolutely maneuvering right now. More and more Corruptors, though, are showing up, and they are going to catch these medevacts. Kier decides to move across the map as a Spore is going to help out as well. And his army is just going to get absolutely blasted. That kind of ruins Kier's push, because his plan was to go with a maxed out army that was bigger than his opponents, at least in supply. That doesn't exist anymore. Now, he does force the fight on the other side of the map, which is good. I wonder if Reynor's going to base trade at all, or if he says, hey, actually, I just want to fight. I want to lose a portion of my army, and then I run a rebuild. Because I have such a huge amount of cash in the bank. Banelings are trying to connect, and actually, this first fight is already going to be good enough. Baneling, Ultra, Corruptor, Infestor, and Reynor, with a very unlikely comeback, managed to win this series with a 3-2 score.